coming to the business side, I know we touched
Yeah.
upon it a little in my last question. You didn't just create a show, you are also scaling a model, right? So
Yeah.
from choosing venues to managing tickets, from marketing to, getting funds, what were the growing pains of turning this into something sustainable?
So I think, like it has happened to me with many other things, I didn't see the full picture when I started. I started. I knew I had something and I started. So for us, what helped was a lot of support from the fraternity. Because when we first did our show at NCPA, that was, I had applied, like people apply to perform at the NCPA. I had just sent in a proposal and they had liked it and they said, let's do this. And it was just as the pandemic was getting lifted off, lockdown was getting lifted off. So we performed in March 2022. And I think that show, when I realized that it's happening for sure and somebody is giving us money to do this, I realized that okay, now this is the opportunity to start creating a future for it. So what would that look like? I had already done a small theater show which had scaled over time with another group of artists, and the folks who were managing that show I thought would be the best fit for something like this. So I got in touch with a friend who currently is managing our show. They're called Wide Wings Media. And I said that, hey, I need your help and experience to scale this. It can start small, but I want this to grow. How can we do it? You have done it with this show, so help me. So that's how we started working together, at least with Wide Wings Media. And after our first NCPA show, I shot the whole show. We made a show reel, we made a proposal, we had a lot of, emails in place, press content in place. Everything was sort of put together, and we started pitching. We matlab I say we because it is a collective show. But if I were to break it down, I was the one who was pitching it because I had written it. I knew what I was selling. Nobody else knew what really we were doing. So started pitching it to venues, started pitching it to festivals, started sending out cold emails, cold calls, you name it. Started maintaining Excels. And dire dire we realized that okay, if we were to put up our own show, what is the economics of it? How much can be sustained? How much cannot be sustained? Now, another learning I had from the theater side of things, because I'm a musician, I hadn't done theater the way theater folks do it, that there's a percentage sharing system with whatever money you make. So in the first year of the shows that we did, or the first 9 months, all the artists came on board with a percentage share promise. So nobody really got a fixed amount as a fee. If we got more money, everybody got more money. If we got less money, we didn't make money. Right? So they all have now records of very odd figures being transferred to their accounts. But that's how we started. And slowly, I think seeing how the model works, seeing what things we could spend on, seeing where our tickets are getting sold, seeing venues where, okay, people are buying a ticket of 500 rupees. We can sell a 300 seater with a 500 rupee ticket. What does that leave us with? So calculating things backwards. That's how we slowly scale the show. And I think after the first year of doing the show and a couple of also lucky breaks and network kind of advantages, we managed to bring the show to a place where now I don't have to shell anything out of my pocket to make a show happen. So if I'm doing a standalone show, then the ticket sales, and of course now we also sometimes have sponsors who come on board for a couple of shows, will come support that show. Everybody gets paid from that show, and we have some money that's left off to put in the production for the next show. So all of this is really run like a small business. And I think artists often don't get told to look at their work as a small business, but this show has given me a crash course in understanding that producing something like this requires you to see it as a business, requires you to create long term relationships with people, requires you to take some expenses on in the beginning and trust that if you're doing it right, it will get paid off in the future.